your cell phones and your computers right now because we have got some Panthers football tomorrow night. So we're going to shake off that loss against the Saints on Sunday, and we're going to get pumped up because Carolina hosts the Falcons Thursday Night Football for the whole world to see. And welcome inside the digital edition of Black and Blue Kickoff Live. Will Kunkel and Josh Sims. What's up, brother?
How you doing, my man?
Excited to be alive, ready to go for Thursday night.
Can't wait. Hey, you know what? Win or lose, we're still getting you ready for this week's game. And the Falcons coming to town, and there's plenty to talk about with this one. So pull out your phones right now, as you have to do every week. Use the hashtag BBKL and join in on the discussion.
I am. I just did it right now.
You did it right now? All right, yeah, good. Everyone else out there, follow what Will did. Do that. Join in. We'll try and answer your questions as we go.
Let's do this, because this was a surprise this week, to say the least. The Panthers released Eli Apple yesterday, and it was a surprise because that was a big name in the offseason. They needed a cornerback. They lost James Bradbury. In comes Apple, signing a one-year deal. So he knows he's got to be a good boy. But he struggled to find the field. He had hamstring injuries, not just on his left hammy, but on his right hammy as well. And then on Tuesday, Apple was seen at the start of practice before leaving the field. Apparently, he told coaches he was unable to go, so he did not participate. So now, with Eli Apple gone, Troy Pride Jr. is expected to start, the rookie, getting the nod opposite of Dante Jackson against the Falcons. And, of course, that depends if Rasul Douglas is available, who's on the COVID list and missed the game last week. So, Josh, that was squirrely.
That was very interesting. I was surprised with the short week that they let a corner go when they don't have depth there. But I guess they got a plan. And what did they say? The best ability is availability. That's the term you always like to say?
And next man up. So
there you go.
All the coach speak. Nailed it.
Got it. All right, so let's talk about the man, running back Christian McCaffrey. He's been designated to return from the reserve COVID injured list. The Panthers made this move on Tuesday, which means McCaffrey can begin practicing, and the team has 21 days to put him back on the active roster. Now, no decision has been made about McCaffrey's status for tomorrow night's game. The All-Pro running back hasn't played since suffering a high ankle sprain back in week number 2.
And now for the big game tomorrow night. The Falcons, they're coming off of another classic Atlanta choke job. Classic Atlanta against the Lions, because they're not a good football team at all. While the Panthers are coming off of another tough, close loss to New Orleans.
Now, last time the Panthers faced off against the Falcons, Dan Quinn was fired right after the game, along with their GM, but that still doesn't change the guys out there on the field, Will, because Julio's got to be back for this one. Calvin Ridley, he's out there, and he lit up the Panthers last game, even though they lost that one. Now, the black and blue look to go for the season sweep of the Falcons for the first time since 2013.
You know, we played Atlanta once already this year. We know what we're up against. We know the type of team that they are. We know the way that they play, and so we know it'll be an absolute battle.
They're in these games. They may have a lead, or they may be playing from behind, but it's a team that won't quit. They won't go away. So I understand that it's going to take all 4 quarters to win this game.
You know what they've done before the interim coach and now after. You just try to put it together, and at the end of the day, just do your job. And when we're familiar with ourselves, going back to that 1% with coach, we get the job done. So I think, when it's a short week like this, you focus in on yourself more than you do your opponent.
All right, so now we bring in one of the best and the biggest. You know this guy from Black and Blue Kickoff Live on Sundays from WGHP. In Greensboro, it is Mr. Perfect, Kevin Connolly. What's going on, bro?
Hey, guys. How are you? Right, now you have to explain what the Mr. Perfect is, right?
I think we should just gloss over that, Will.
Yeah, you're just Mr. Perfect in general as a former I love that you're back in there, Blockbuster.
Yeah, that's right. I just had a gut feeling that you were going to go that Blockbuster route there, Will. But the whole Mr. Perfect thing is I have not missed a Panther game this season. I've picked all the wins, and I've also picked all the losses for the Carolina Panthers. So there's where the Mr. Perfect comes in. Don't know about this week. This is a very difficult game for the Carolina Panthers. They've got a long history, obviously, with the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons, though, in the long term of this rivalry, have the upper hand.
Then you got the defense. The defense was bad. They were just brutal in New Orleans, especially on third down. 12 of 14. That's how many conversions the Saints had on third down. So if you're the Phil Snow and the Panthers, how do you get better at tackling at this stage in life, basically?
Well, that's probably like the number one focus for the Carolina Panthers in practice this week. Get off the field on third down. It's not only a principle in the NFL, it's a principle in all levels of football. You really do want to get off the field on third downs. And, the hardest part, I think, for the Carolina Panthers is they've been giving up a lot of yards on first and second down. So those third down conversions are third and short. It's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. There's a lot of options for an offense when you're in those types of down and distance situations. When a team is in 3rd and long, then you can unleash some blitzes. You can get a little bit more pressure on the quarterback, so things can certainly you can disrupt things a little bit more in those 3rd and long situations as opposed to those 3rd and short situations.
Let's talk about this Panthers offense, because other than the ground game last week, they've been clicking, especially when it comes to the wide receivers. Plus, the Falcons secondary pretty banged up. So can we expect another big game for this Panthers receiving corps?
That really truly has been one of the bright spots for the Carolina Panthers this season, is how Teddy Bridgewater has made a great connection, not only with Robbie Anderson, but DJ Moore and certainly Curtis Samuel. When all three of those guys are on the field and all three of them are healthy and able to perform at the level that they are able, that the level that everybody expects them to play at, the Panthers are a very dangerous team when it comes to passing the football. Bridgewater, when you think of Robbie Anderson, you think, the straight line speed. He's the guy that can go deep all the time. But you know what? In his career with the Carolina Panthers, he's been able to show that he can run those intermediate routes, and he can also go across the middle. A few weeks ago, we had the discussion, who was the number one wide receiver? Was it Anderson or was it DJ Moore? Since that discussion that we had, DJ Moore has certainly stepped up his game, and he had a great afternoon against the New Orleans Saints. So, the fact that the running game was struggling so much, it was really great to see that the Carolina Panthers offense, they could generate offense through the air.
They only had 37 yards rushing last week. So with that said, the best offenses are the most dynamic offenses and have clear balance. So with that, does Christian McCaffrey have to come back and play tomorrow?
My gut says no. Because they can hold him out this week. Then they have basically 10 days to rest him up for the next game, because when you play the Thursday night game, it's almost like you have the mini bye week, is what they say in the NFL. As much as I think people would like to see McCaffrey play, I think they can get away and still beat the Falcons without McCaffrey. But down the road, the next game after this one, it's the Chiefs and the Super Bowl champs. So I think you would need McCaffrey to have any chance against the Chiefs.
All right, Connolly, so we don't want your prediction just yet. We'll get that on tomorrow's show. But this industry now is all about hot takes. So give us a hot take or a bold prediction for what's going to happen in Thursday's game.
My bold prediction is there's going to be a ton of offense in this game from both sides. Okay, so I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. 27-24, maybe 35-28. I think that it almost is going to be like a track meet. I think there's going to be guys going up and down the field in this game, and it's going to be a close one. Not sure which team's going to win just yet, but it's going to be a close one.
You have me checking the over-under now. I don't know what it is. Do you know what it is off the top of your head?
I do not know what the over-under is.
50 and a half. 50 and a half.
50. All right. Now the original line was the Falcons minus 2.5, or the Panthers minus 2.5 to the Panthers. So the actual line, that's pretty close. So they think it's pretty much an even matchup in this one. So I don't know about any of you guys. When I watch an NFL game, it's like baseball. I like to see home runs. Okay, so when I watch football, I like to see big plays. I like to see those long bombs. I like to see a lot of offense, and I think we're going to have that opportunity tomorrow night.
Should be good for a post-game show as well, which we're going to have, by the way, a little bit later here. But thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you tomorrow night on Black and Blue Kickoff Live, brother. Appreciate you.
No problem. Good to see you guys.
All right, take it easy, Kevin. All right, so here's the big question. You want to win some free BBKL merch? Well, of course you do, and it's easy to do it. Just go on Twitter, use the hashtag BBKL, and answer the question. If 100% healthy, should Christian McCaffrey play Thursday night versus Atlanta? Tweet it right now. We want to hear from you so you can win some swag.
Wait, what's the reason he wouldn't play if he's 100% healthy?
Listen, I don't know. I just asked the question out there, man. I'm trying to get these people hooked up with some swag. Why are you questioning this?
Yeah. If someone says no, let me know why.
That is true also.
All right, who doesn't love some good news, by the way? On Monday, former Panthers head coach Ron Rivera received his last round of chemotherapy, marking the end of his 7 weeks of treatment. Rivera was cheered as he got to ring the bell. It was an awesome moment. He went through the line and thanked virtually every single nurse in true Ron Rivera fashion. Pretty awesome, Josh.
That is so awesome. Ron Rivera is such a great guy. All right, so don't forget, we're all over the place this week. Tomorrow at 6:30, we're getting you ready for Thursday Night Football with Black and Blue Kickoff Live. Join Will, Carla, myself, Al Wallace, Kevin Connolly, the whole gang, plus some special guests on the show, as you see right there. Hugh Douglas and former Carolina Panther Charles Johnson on the show. So it's a great time to get you ready, 6:30 tomorrow night. And then we got another great show for you afterwards.
Yeah, while you're still watching, make sure you hit that like button on Facebook, by the way, please. The hashtag BBKL. If Christian McCaffrey's 100% healthy and no reason he shouldn't play, should he play? That's basically the question, right, Josh?
That is the question. Hey, man, we're just trying to hook people up, man, with simple questions. We're trying to make it easy for everyone.
I dig it. All right. Hashtag BBKL. You could win some free swag. Plus, we want to hear what you've got to say about Thursday's big game. Give us your predictions as well. Do you think it goes over 50.5? And do you think the Panthers cover the -2.5 spread? It's going to be interesting. Should be a fun game.
Yeah, it should be a fun game. Divisional game. You know what they say. Throw the records out the window. That's one cliche. And it counts for two. Those are the big things they say with divisional games. But either way, it's going to be a good one. And also make sure you follow Will and I on Twitter as we keep you updated on the Black and Blue throughout the week, not just on game days, but we got you covered every day of the week. And then, like we said, don't forget, we'll see you tomorrow night at 6:30. Will, you want to take us home?
Until then, keep pounding. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tonight. If you're in the market, we'll see you tonight here in Charlotte area. If not, we'll just see you online. All right? That's it. Bye.